Hello, my name is Kurt Brown, also known as Saint Rambone. I have a website titled Mobile or Mobile Audit Club. I am a degreed accountant and a degreed reporter, an investigative reporter. I recently bought a home in Pensacola, Florida. I got scammed on the home to a certain extent. There's a lot of people what we call upside down on their homes. They cannot afford to pay for them here. The scam I was a victim of, they were putting bleach in the attic, washing away the mold. The realtor was Jana Allred, and her husband Ron, who I called it working on the property, was actually repairing a soffit, which is underneath the eave of the house. That's where you would have rot coming down. That's an area I've got to repair some of the roof at this point. He was repairing a soffit there, and I came over one time, and I do not believe he's has certificates to do this stuff. And I don't know for a fact, but I suspect he was the one doing the mold, or it could have been a guy named David Martin of A1 Inspections. I talk about this in my video, Florida Real Estate Fraud Approved of by Government. This Florida Real Estate Fraud Approved of by Government. But that's not the worst case. I know of a woman who had radon detectors in her home. She bought the home thinking the radon was taken care of. The radon detector was not going off. I suspect they might have put a slight film or oil on the detecting mechanism to cover it up. Within 3 months, the alarm was going off and she has radon. When you have radon, that is a death to the sale of your home. She's currently what we call upside down on her mortgage. She has children in her home. She contacted the Better Business Bureau. They would not help her. I contacted the Business Bureau. They will not help me. You might as well send an email to Ralph Nader and say I have an issue with my home and see how far you get. Ralph Nader is bought off by the mass media. He is the enemy to the common Americans. It's my hope the regime in power is toppled not only because of what they're doing in fraud, the common American, the common business person, the common homeowner, but what they're doing to veterans where they are forcibly injecting us, using us in forced experiments, and not telling people. I was forcibly injected after working as a federal bank examiner for the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. I was forcibly injected because I survived an attempt on my life they would not even acknowledge. Then they said, oh, well, you're just insane. Since that time, my career has been ruined. I had a case where I was carrying a gun after the attempt on my life with no response by our enemies in the federal government, the FBI, the Secret Service, nor the Department of Justice. I started carrying a gun with a gun permit. They took all my guns from me for parking when I was going to the Veterans Administration in Los Angeles. Do not ever go on veterans property either. You're better off sleeping in a tent and never buying property in the United States, in my opinion. You know, some people are going to say, well, you know, you can make a profit of it. Maybe you can. But like the man says in this video, beware. There are snakes out there and cons. Make sure you get yourself an inspector or a realtor who knows what they're doing, one you can trust. I should have known better than buying the place I bought, because David Martin, who was from A1 Inspection, sent by Jana Allred, who was from Czechoslovakia, told me that when I was talking about the regional director of the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation being killed, he told me that the reason this was possibly is because we were having a race war. I think that is a lie. We're not having a race war. No more than I'm fighting this man who's being honest with you about the real estate business. You have people in this world who have ethics, and you have some who don't. Jana Allred and her husband, the realtor and her repairman, they live in a very nice home on Perdido Bay. Now, your average person can't afford that, and the average realtor can't afford it. Unless you're a scam artist and a con artist approved by people who are in the government who are our enemies. The federal government is not your friend. They will forcibly inject you, they will torture you. As soon as I sell this house, I'm hoping to get a job in government. And I am denied work in the United States federal government after the attempt on my life, after having reporting money laundering and murder, and billions of dollars involved. A man was killed in his office and called a suicide at the Federal Deposit Insurance Corporation. The National Treasury Employees Union came to power in 1973, and I suspect money laundering and murder associated with those agencies under the NTU, associated with the Nevada industry, including casinos and drugs and importation, which is also approved of by the regime in power and their federal agencies under the NTU, which includes Customs and the Border Patrol. So the bottom line is, live in a pit, don't worry about it. This is Kurt Brown, St. Rambone saying, I like the man talking about real estate. I appreciate what he's saying. I my opinion, those who allow forced injections on us, those who allow experiments on us, those who allow the murder of our federal banking regulators are assassinated just as they were in Nuremberg. This is Kurt Brown, St. Rambone, Mobile Auto Club in Pensacola, about to sell this house, and to be honest with everything I know about it, and give away a lot of money because of the labor I've invested. The labor and the money that I've put into this. I'm selling it to break even at this point. I'm getting out. I'm on my way to my next assignment. I travel in triangles, my friend. I love to travel. Why do I travel in triangles? Because you never cross the same line twice. For me, every time I'm at the third point, I find something very interesting. This could be, I guess, point 2. My next real estate transaction I will send to you. Have a good day.